Ron Paul, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for supporting a very important issue. Before I get started, which should be probably a short little speech today, but somewhere my wife joined me today. Where is she? Oh, she's sitting over here. She missed a few rallies there in the summertime. She took some time off, but she's doing very well. We're delighted that she's out today. But it is a great event, and I understand that there are a lot of events like this throughout the country, and this should be very significant. We won't be on the evening news tonight. I'm quite sure of that around the country, but we are on the evening news every single night, every single day, and we're on the minds of the people every single day because there is a crisis in this country, one of, if not worse than the crisis of the Depression of the 30s, and that's on endlessly. And we know who caused it. It was the Federal Reserve that gave us all this trouble. Concern and interest about monetary policy comes and goes. When things are in the boom phase of a cycle, everybody loves it. And they ignore it and they don't care because they're getting a free ride. And we've had an especially good free ride for decades now because we've had a system that was devised where the dollar could act as if it were gold. And this has occurred since 1971. Absolutely beneficial to us because we were printing the world gold, in essence. So they were willing to take our dollars. We knew they were building this huge financial bubble, and we knew it would come to an end. So now, the economic crisis is the top agenda in the whole country, but our job is to make sure the people come to the full realization and understanding of the relationship of who controls the money and why we have the economic crisis. And that is what the job is of campaigns and organizations and rallies like this. So I compliment you for coming and joining in and understanding this issue. When the Bretton Woods Agreement broke down on August 15, 1971, which was a Sunday, it brought about loud cheers in the marketplace. Stock market soared. Nixon closed the gold window, put on wage and price controls, and he raised taxes. The business community loved it until a few days later they realized it was a disaster. The 1970s turned out to be terrible, inflation and recession. But it brought about a new economic system. And since that time, we have been able to spend beyond our means, live beyond our means, print money beyond our means, and all live much better than we really have been had earned. So we were living beyond our means. So the country benefited, and we had on the surface had an appearance of great wealth. But it was doomed to fail, and that is what the announcement has been in this past year, is the failure of the dollar reserve standard that was set up in August of 1971. It has ended. The only question that is to be answered right now is what is it going to be replaced with? And believe me, they're working very hard to devise a new system. And they're talking about an international fiat currency paper system with the loss of U.S. sovereignty in totalitarian and total. And our goal has to be not only to restore the integrity of our money and our dollar and our Constitution, we have to stop this move toward one world government and a one world currency. Periodically, the money issue soars to the forefront. It's there right now today. But there's a lot of work and a lot of danger because if we don't win, we lose our liberties and we further lose our Constitution. But at the time of the Constitutional Convention, this was one of the key issues, was a monetary issue. They had gone through runaway inflation with the continental dollar. So that is why the founders knew and understood that they had to put prohibitions in the Constitution. They said no emitting of bills of credit, no paper money, only gold and silver as legal tender, and no authority for a central bank. And, of course, this hard money people won that argument. The Constitution was written in such a way that we knew that gold and silver were to be legal tender and no central bank. But immediately after that, the Federalists changed it all, established a national bank. The big argument between the Jeffersonians and the Hamiltonians started right off the bat, because historically throughout all history, there's always been a fight over who can control the money. So what we're facing today is not brand new. It is the power of government that wants to control the money because it can control the people. The freer the country, the more likely it is that you will have a sound currency with no national control of the currency whatsoever. But that didn't last long. Of course, we do know that when Jefferson had the chance to deal with the first national bank, what did Jefferson do? He got rid of the national